Wine Chats with Bildo Lindalin is proudly sponsored by Sense of Taste.
Boutique bottle shops located in Couparo and Hamilton. Well, today we actually chose to talk about death, which I think you are in the perfect mind space.
Right? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So with saying that, because I'm sure, like everybody knows, we don't script this. We have no idea what's going to come out of our mouths. I'm quite sure we'll touch on some very sensitive topics and issues amongst this topic. So we do apologize to anybody in advance if we say something that we shouldn't, which is highly likely.
Likely, yeah. Let this serve as your trigger warning. Oh, hey! Welcome to Wine Chats with Bildo and Lindalin.
Wow, that was Forrest. Billy is in a feral mood.
My name is Billy Milovanovic, a.k.a. Bitchface.
I was going to say Negative Nancy today. Oh, hi, Billy.
Hi, Linny.
Oh, hi, yeah. I'm Lindsay, also known as Lindalin.
Lindalin.
Yeah.
Girlfriend. Episode 72.
Wow.
Welcome to Wine Chats, our offensively funny podcast where we try a different bottle of wine each week and then chat about some really interesting topics.
Right.
Right?
Like today.
Like today.
Well, today we actually chose to talk about death, which I think you are in the perfect mind space.
Right? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So with saying that, because I'm sure, like everybody knows, we don't script this. We have no idea what's going to come out of our mouths. I'm quite sure we'll touch on some very sensitive topics and issues amongst this topic. So we do apologize to anybody in advance if we say something that we shouldn't, which is highly likely.
Likely, yeah. Let this serve as your trigger warning.
Yeah. So if you've just lost someone that's, very close to you,
yeah,
and you're a little bit sensitive or you've had some bad experiences with people dying, maybe not the episode to listen to.
Go back to like episode 32 or something.
Yeah.
That was something funny.
Yeah. Or last week when we were talking about farts.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. That will make your day. Now,
hi, what are we drinking?
Wine.
Yes.
We're drinking wine.
Please.
All right, so today we are drinking a Sense of Taste wine. It's from Chile, and I really like Chilean wines.
Yeah, Chilean wines. Yeah,
they seem to be quite tasty, right? So this little beauty is called
Here we go.
Mayu.
Yeah, I guess.
It's Mayu, Mayu, right? Yeah. But I did have to Google how to say this word, Carmenere. That's the kind. And it's from Valle de Elqui.
What?
Kind of a French spin on it.
You sound so Chilean right now. I can't even deal.
Or very confused French Canadian.
Apologies to anybody who's had a death recently or is Chilean.
I know. I'm so sorry. So yeah, wine, on the front label, it says wine crafted under crystal clear skies in Chile's most northerly vineyards.
Cool.
That right there just makes you want to drink it, right? Like,
I'm
well
always
done.
just so fascinated by wines that have like come from far away. I don't know. I just feel like, because we obviously, like you've said before as well, we have so much Australian wine. It's so cool to actually like get one from Chile.
Exactly.
Like,
so this bottle is a 2016.
Ooh.
I know. Only cost $19 though.
Cool. Let's taste it.
Let's taste it. Wait, fun fact?
Oh, fun fact. Yes.
Billy, this is very fun. Do not take away the fun from the episode, okay? Look, it's not really fun. It's just a fact. Because when I was...
You don't know what's fun to us. Don't you take that from us.
What's fun is me trying to find these fun facts. So, El Cui, because I'm like, and again, that's French. That's probably not how you pronounce it. Valle de El Cui. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Obviously,
yeah, what does that mean?
A region, maybe?
Yeah.
So it's a valley. So... Makes sense. Valle.
Wow.
Valle? How do Chileans say Valle? I don't know.
Well, I think because it also sound like valet, like the car. So I just wouldn't have associated a valley.
It's Chile's most important valleys where the production of wines like the Syrah.
Oh, yeah.
Our good friend Syrah. And Carmenere.
Right.
Carmenere.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That we're drinking today. Stands out. So it's basically it's a region.
Kind of like the Clare Valley.
Yeah.
But like Valley de Qui.
There you go. People are learning a lot of wine knowledge from us. God.
Honestly,
so
next time you go to a dinner party and you bring a wine, tell them all about the Valley de la Qui. And sound smart.
Do you know what's so funny though? Like when you go out or you're, at someone's house for a dinner party or whatever, and wine is obviously always there, and they say to me, they ask me questions. I'm like, dude, I have no fucking idea. No idea. Not a clue.
I get that so much where people are like, oh, maybe you can recommend me a wine. And I'm like, maybe I can't because it is not how I roll. Like people obviously don't listen to the podcast. These people who are asking us to give them recommendations. I get that all the time. People actually think that I know lots about wine.
No, we
don't. I really don't. Remember when I was telling you when Matt O'Kine, a good friend of the show and of us, was saying to me, so what do you know about wine to like be doing this? And I was like, nothing. And it turns out that he used to be like a wine rep or something. So he knows a ton about wine.
Embarrassing, Billy.
Embarrassing as. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so the color is like that rusty, dark purple color that I always like. Rusty. I know it's not a nice way to describe it, but you know what I mean? It's not that deep, dark, purpley color. It's kind of got that rusty color.
I mean, putting it up against the window, I can see through it. So that's not like it's not that thick looking. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I didn't read the back. Like what the if it tells
is it in
us.
Chilean?
What do you think, Bill?
That's different.
Oh, yeah, it is. Whoa. What is that?
Yeah, that doesn't taste like your typical Australian wine. It almost has a meaty, smoky kind of
is that?
I literally feel like I've just eaten some smoked meat.
I'm trying, let me see.
Like it's so smoky in my mouth. And it's kind of like tangy.
Yeah, but not.
But like strange, isn't it?
Not like really acidity tangy. Yeah, I was just reading the back of the bottle if it said like the notes or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah,
there's
notes
nothing.
Of smoked beef.
Yeah, no, it doesn't say, except it does say best at 18 degrees Celsius with any meats.
Oh, so right?
That's probably why. So you look a bit confused on your face.
I don't know that I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that it's I kind of maybe because my palate is so like wise right now. Okay. And I'm not used to this kind of flavor. It's kind of, it's not off-putting. It's nice.
It's just different.
It's totally different. Yeah. It's kind of like drinking Pepsi when you expect Coke, you know.
Well, look, I want to laugh.
It's a different.
Same, but different. God.
Let's just roll into the episode. I think we're good now.
So we've had death on our list for quite some time, but obviously you had to be feeling that topic to talk about it for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But because, don't make fun of me, Billy, because I'm such a diary organized planner person,
right.
I have, and bear with me, she's looking at me like what the fuck does this
what
have
has this got to do with death?
Yeah. I have my 2021 diary, right? So I've been writing in there my to-do list for next year. And top of the list is a will. Because Cameron and I, and this is so bad, and maybe I shouldn't tell people this because, I don't know.
Go on, you're already far enough. I don't know.
But we don't have a will. It is totally irresponsible of Cameron and I with 3 children, with things.
Yeah,
like
lots of them.
Not lots, but big things in our lives that if we were to both die, so we have nothing in paper about what we want to happen. Especially, obviously, because our kids are only 3, 5, and 7.
Yeah.
Where are they going? Who gets them?
Yeah.
And it's a big deal because I love my in-laws, but I don't want them to have my children.
And that's a big thing for you guys as well because basically they're your only kind of family here.
They're 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to them, but in my gut, in my heart, that's not where I want my kids to go. Obviously, I still want them to be a part of their life.
That
goes without saying.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't feel comfortable knowing that that's where they ended.
Are you telling me something? Are you trying to hint to me that I'm in your will now officially?
No. Was I in your bridal party? That was...
Ouch! Burn!
Fuck, that was good. I really don't mean that. I'm getting all red because that was such a good one.
I'm getting all teary. You're going to make me cry before we even talk about death.
And then the logistics of my mom. I would be more than happy for my mom to have my children, but she lives in fucking Canada.
Would you send them to Canada?
I don't think I would want to.
Yeah.
I don't, because say knock on wood, something happened to Cameron and I tomorrow. Yeah. My kids are still very young where I don't know if that would be best for them.
Yeah.
To be uprooted to go to Canada when they've only ever known their world here. Mm-hmm. But then maybe people would say, well, they're young enough where they won't be as scarred.
Yeah.
Whereas if they were 12-ish, then it'd be harder. Because I just feel like with little kids, not only obviously have they lost both their parents, they would lose, if my kids had to move to Canada, they would lose all the familiar surroundings and memories that they associate with Cameron and I. So it's almost like we would be wiped off completely.
That's a huge fear of mine, is that, and I've been thinking about this heaps lately, I don't know why, but that my kids are so young right now that if something did happen to me or Henry, they would not remember us.
Eve would.
Eve would, but as a 5-year-old, and then as a 15, 20-year-old, those memories would be so like...
faded.
For
sure.
And she would obviously fill in her memory of us to the best extent that she could. But really, the amount that she would remember, like how much do you remember as a 5-year-old? You know what I mean? Like it's just so, like I'm petrified that something will happen to me before they have a chance to really have like solid memories of me.
But that's also the duty of whoever looks after your kids after you pass.
Yeah.
For them to keep those memories alive and to talk about you and to show them things and to say, oh, your mom used to, I remember when your mom would do her makeup, she would, like all those little like trivial things, but that keeps the memory of who you are, in your kids' minds. Because it's huge. That is a huge deal.
Yeah.
So obviously there's that side of dying. But then like if we were to die, what happens to all of our stuff?
Yeah.
You need a will.
Yeah. Oh, you need a will. You 100% need a will.
Do you guys have a will?
100% we have a will.
Of course.
Yeah. We literally, do you know what we did? Sorry to interrupt, but we just went to the post office because you can just buy a will that you fill out. I don't know if everybody goes, lots of people go to the solicitor not realizing you can just go and buy a will package. I have 2 of those on my desk for the last, I'm not joking, 4 years. Yeah. Because I reckon it took us a year to fill ours out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been sitting there.
And you haven't done it?
Nope.
And so did you end up going to the solicitor?
Nope. We haven't done anything.
Oh, you still haven't done it?
No.
Oh, Lenny.
Dude, again, Billy never listens to me. I started by saying I was writing my to-do list in my 2021 diary.
I did it right. Yes,
Number 1 on the list is will.
Of course, yes. For 2021. Why don't you just do it tonight? It literally, when you open up the packet, like it's actually not that. It's like a few tick flick boxes and then you write what you want.
But this is the thing, Billy. Again,
you still haven't figured out. Right.
Oh my God. This is going to be so painful. 2 factors with that. We need to figure out what we're doing. So I actually need to talk to immigration and my mom.
Right, of course.
If we were to both die, then can my mom come into the country? And do I really need, I need to actually decide, is that really what's best for my kids? Because what if we die 5 years down the track?
Yeah. Oh, right, of course.
My mom's getting a little bit older, but the kids would still fully need proper
care
parenting.
And attention and care.
So A, there's that. And B, I need my husband around to help me.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. And it's funny because when I was like, Lenny, just fill it out. Like in my head, my will is one of Henry's sisters that's going to take them if something happens to us. And then we were just like, what do we do with our ashes? Okay, well, let's just tell them where to throw our ashes. Yeah, it was just such a simple decision for us. Like it wasn't really...
Where again, for us, it's, well, for me personally, I don't want to be buried because I'm claustrophobic.
Right. Even though you're dead and you literally have left the earth.
Totally, I get it. But me picturing myself in this coffin buried in the ground...
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't know why. To me, But then I'm paranoid of fires as well. So the idea...
What are we going to do with you, Lenny? Chop you up and put you in acid?
Ew, Billy.
What? I'm just trying to think outside the box, literally.
Literally, yes. Thank you, but no thank you.
What else would you like
a crazy murderer? God, I can picture you over the stove with a big pot.
No, I'm not going to pot you. I said acid, Lenny. We just chop it all up, put it in the tub, acid it, and then just it goes down the drain. And we'll have a little memorial around the tub.
Okay, thank God we put the disclaimer.
100%. I agree. Okay. Yeah. Once again, if you were confused about where this is going,
I should have tuned out at the beginning. I'm traumatized. No, but then because I'm paranoid of fires.
Right.
The idea of being cremated doesn't really tickle my fancy either. But what does tickle my fancy is once you get cremated, I don't like the idea of having my ashes scattered in the wind.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay.
I like the idea of being in a little urn, right?
Okay.
And in the house.
Okay.
So I can be a part of the world still. And people can be like, oh, there's mommy. She's sitting on, we don't have a mantle, but sitting on the, whatever, the shelf.
By then, don't worry.
It'll be in my will. There'll be a mantle.
Oh my God. Your kids probably would. Oh my God.
So, but then also, who's going to carry me around for the rest of their lives, right? Like I got to end up someplace sometime.
Right.
Then I like the idea of being, which is my grandma and my great grandma, in the wall. So you know what the cemetery is, you can just have your ashes put in the wall.
Yeah.
So your family can still go and, hey Ma, I got engaged today, whatever.
Right, yeah.
But I'm not down in the ground.
Yes.
But I'm in a final resting place.
Okay.
So I think that's my, if anybody's listening.
I was going to say, I feel like we've sorted out half your will just now.
Well, not the will, just,
part of the will.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But then do you know what? So my mom, this is so cute and it creeps my sister out. But so my mom wants to be cremated.
Right.
Going back to this whole mom thing being dead on the mantle and stuff. So my mom,
Sorry, Mom, I don't have a mantle, okay?
I'll build you one. Put it in your will, Mom. No, so have you ever heard how you can get like a little bit...
I was going to say, is it the tree?
No, but that's a good idea too.
Yeah. But what if the tree dies? That's just like traumatizing all over again.
I was going to say that's reliving the death. No, you can get a little bit of ashes put in like a locket.
Yes.
I want that for my mom.
Right.
So, sorry, Mom, but like when you pass away, and Mom knows this, I've already asked her.
I might have a toe of you,
Gross. I want her, arms, her hugs, her love.
Yeah.
But no, I really like that idea of having a locket with my mom in it.
I could not think of anything worse than that.
My sister thinks it's creepy as fuck, yeah.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Being buried, waste of time, waste of space, waste of money on the casket.
But you still, no, you still buy a casket when you get cremated.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Fine. I'll just leave in my will that they buy the cheapest box I can find.
Yeah, exactly.
I do not care. Obviously, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like with a casket, you get like a proper... When you're buried, they're not going to just put you in a box. They're going to, pimp it up. I don't need any of that shit. I'm dead. I don't care. I literally do not care what happens to me when I'm dead. To me, it's more about my kids and what they feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
I want to be cremated. I told them, I left in my will that I want them to take me back to Mostar and where I was born. And there's this beautiful river Neretva that goes under the old bridge, under the Stari Most.
Is that the famous bridge that Hamish and Andy jumped off?
Yes.
Yeah. So what, you want to be scattered amongst there?
Yes. I want to be scattered in the river there.
Why right there? So many tourists. You probably get peed on.
Well, they can go a little bit downriver.
Oh, okay. Okay,
But because I feel like that's where I started my journey in life and I kind of want to end it there. So that's my one personal kind of wish.
Yep.
But the other side of that is that I want my kids to go there. Like I want it, and I kind of left them a little note saying, listen, you don't really have to just throw me anywhere. I do not care what happens to me after I die. Like I'm dead, I'm gone. I'm in a totally different place. My body is just my body. Like that doesn't bother me. I do not care. So if it's not a bother to them, can you just go to Europe and see where mom came from and have a nice little trip, eat some chavapi on the, watching the river, like that sort of thing. Cool.
But pause. Don't you hope to get there before you die anyways?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah,
but
true.
if for some reason you don't.
If for some reason we don't, scatter me there. Henry did the most romantic thing by far of our lives by saying that he wants to be scattered with me in Neretva, which I think is really beautiful. But first he wants a bit of him to be like put away and put in fishing lures. And then he wants the girls to go fish him out into the sea and then the rest of him to go with me. I just thought that was beautiful. And I don't care if you get another wife, bro, because now it's in your will.
You totally. Look, most people will be like, that is fucking weird.
Morbid.
But anybody that knows Henry, he to say he's a mad fisherman is an understatement.
It's so, when you can be so passionate about something, but then it's something that's just part of you.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Henry and fishing.
So that is very sweet.
So Henry.
And it would be a very cute send-off.
Totally.
For you guys as a family.
I know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the girls, I don't know if the girls would want to keep a part of us. I think that's creepy as fuck. I think ashes on mantles, ashes anywhere, totally freak me out. Like you literally have a dead body in your house.
It's in a pretty urn.
Cannot be any weirder than that for me. So I wouldn't keep any of that. Like I didn't.
Yeah.
Now I don't know, and this is a huge trigger warning, and I don't even want to say it because it freaks me out. But like if it was a child or something, I don't think I could just be like, whatever. It's not like that's for me and my body. I don't care what happens to me because I know when I die, I'm cool. Like I have a fear of dying, as in I don't want to die in a fire. I don't want to die in, drowning. I don't want any horrible kind of death. But I have no problems with what happened, like the fact that I will die.
So wait, so when you're saying if it's a child, would you want to keep their ashes in your house?
I don't think I could. I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would want a burial where there's a one place I go and see them or if they're going to be in my house. Like I'm going to cry thinking about it.
Obviously, both of us have been fortunate enough not to have to go through that. But I know of a friend that lost her baby. She had him cremated and she kept him in this cute little white box with a teddy bear on it, right? So that's his little urn. He was infant, baby. And I think, you see family photos with the other kids holding on to the little box. And I think that is so sweet. I would do that if I lost a child because like, I think the final resting place, you know, it's nice to go to and remember and reminisce and all that kind of stuff. But I think when you lose, especially a baby, you don't want them
far from you. Yeah, that's true.
Like you want them with you, even though they are like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I totally get why she has done that.
Oh, I don't. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
sad,
like you do you, whatever kind of makes you in that moment. That's what I mean. Like I feel like this about me because I don't care, man. Death is death. Like we all know it's coming, you know, we really do. It's just a matter of now. Yeah. How and when. So what happens to me, I never care for. Obviously, I'm petrified of people around me dying.
Oh, so God.
I'm petrified of that. And we have, I mean, I don't have to keep saying trigger warning, but we have somebody on Instagram we've been following as well, the Cookie Clan. And they've just lost their father. So I think they have 3 or 4 kids. 3 kids. 3 kids.
3 very, very young kids.
Very young kids.
He was very young.
29.
She is very young.
Yeah. And he just passed away suddenly. And that was, I mean, like I could not see anything more devastating.
Brain cancer though. Like
Right. Yeah. Horrible. Like, so I don't know.
It happens.
It happens.
And you know what? It's, you know, following her and seeing all of her posts and stuff, you know, it makes you appreciate life and the loved ones around you. But it is so easy to just forget that message once you're done watching her story or reading her post or whatever, where you go back to hating on your husband or hating life or whatever. And you're like, dude, fucking give your head a shake because like this poor girl and those kids now, like within months, I think it literally was 4 months. Yeah. And I apologize if I've got that wrong, but it was either 3 or 4 months. It was a very
quick thing. And for someone so young, you would never expect somebody at 29, you know, to just, sad, after building a family with them, like horrific.
Yeah, sad.
So Lindalin, where are you getting our next bottle of wine?
Sense of Taste, of course, Bildo. They have a beautiful selection of wines, over 100 spirits open for tasting, a great selection of craft beer, and they even have a variety of cheese and cured meats.
Dude, you had me at meats. And wine.
So make sure you go and check out one of their boutique bottle shop locations at Couparo and Hamilton. Ching! Can I take this? This is a very dark, deep, yucky part of death.
We're already there.
Yeah. Well, no, we're not.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
So when we were growing up, and I say we, even though you're much younger than me.
I was going to say, when you were growing up, I was still a baby.
Suicide was not really a thing within children.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, God, children. God, we are going deep.
Yeah. Because this is the thought process that's been going on in my head. So that's why I thought I would share it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
Yeah,
maybe
I agree.
Maybe
in the 80s it wasn't either. So
which kids?
Yeah,
in the 80s.
In the 80s yeah.
I'm like, what? 80s?
You know, the decade after the decade you were born.
Stop it! I was in the 79, so it wasn't that.
Just snuck out.
Yeah. Anyways, minor details, Billy. No, like obviously there would be unfortunate overdoses and stuff like that. But I'm talking about younger kids. Taking their lives deliberately.
Yeah.
You just didn't hear about it back then, right?
No.
And it just wasn't a thing because, and I 100% strongly believe in this, social media has fucked things up, right? Yeah. Online bullying. People, you hear about kids killing themselves all the time because they're being bullied
Starving
online.
themselves as well, like crazy things now the kids are doing because they get influenced by online.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I think that was back in the day too, though, with the magazines. Yeah, that was probably even more so back in the day because of magazines, because you flip through the magazines. I don't think kids really flip through magazines these days.
No, but they flip through their socials and they flip through, like they're always on YouTube and stuff like that. So the amount of information going in there about skinny, white, blonde things is astounding.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway.
But I'm a strong believer in that majority of the kids that take their lives are due to some form of bullying or belittling, whether it's body image wise or not, right? It all stems from that. But, and look, I'm not going to say the school or anything, but there's been a few suicides at one particular school in this area. And I think, God, like what? These poor kids that are taking their lives in a I don't even want to talk about it because it's just totally disrespectful.
I've never heard of this.
I'll tell you off air because I honestly don't feel comfortable
we're not
going into the details.
Yeah.
But like horrifically. And so for me, what has been going through my mind, which triggered this conversation with you now, is that, so Bane, my eldest, he's 7. He's only little. He just finished grade 1. He's going in grade 2 next year.
Yeah.
But whenever... Okay, how do I explain this? It's like a new form of parental guilt that goes through my mind that Cameron and I had this conversation the other night because Bane was being a little shithead and we lost our shit with him. And then like afterwards, once he went to bed, Cameron and I were like, oh, fuck, like we should have handled that differently, better, all this kind of stuff. Now, the point of all of this that I'm getting to is that I feel now, I'm like, oh my God, we have to be really careful with what we say to him and how we say it to him. Because in my mind, this is how fucking warped the world is and how warped my head is. I feel like he could take his own life. If we talk to him in a bad way or say something to him in the wrong way when he's a little bit older, you know, thankfully at 7, he doesn't really understand the concept of fucking suicide. But you hear 10-year-olds taking their lives. Like it's not that far off. Yeah. And I know I'm being dramatic, but it's a real thing where I'm like, can you imagine, say he's got some bullying going on or something else going on that we just don't know about because let's face it, parents don't know everything about their kids. Totally. And then we ream him one night.
That's right.
And say
on top
something.
Of everything that's going on with him,
and just say the wrong thing in the wrong way. That poor kid, which happens all the time, is like, the world would be better if I'm not here.
Oh,
Mom and Dad would be, I should just kill myself.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like, it's not actually me being dramatic, right? Like, I'm getting goosebumps because I feel...
I was going to say, like, obviously you're being a bit dramatic, but...
A little bit.
I also see where you're coming from. You know what? It just made me think as well of 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen 13 Reasons Why? Right.
No.
I watched it and from the very beginning... It's very much a teenage kind of drama right up until, I don't know, episode 13 or whatever, when she, like, they actually show the scene of her taking her life. Now, what that made me think was, like, we literally don't know what goes on in these kids' lives.
No.
And what's happening, you know, like the interactions that they have, the relationships that they have. Like, and in my mind, the stuff that was happening to this girl kind of wasn't that big a deal to me as an adult who has processed so much information and who's lived so much life.
Yeah.
You look at that and you go, bro, somebody started a rumor about you. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, tell them to fuck off. Like, don't, you know, like, it's not worth her putting so much effort and energy into eventually taking her own life. You know, but you can't possibly, I don't know.
But
you can't possibly,
kid.
It's a kid.
Their
they
brain.
don't understand. That's right. Like, they think this is life and this is always going to be like that. We know that once you get out of high school, you get a brand new life. You go into uni, you start a new job, you meet new people. You don't have to fucking ever see people in high school again. So just, I agree with what you're saying is like, you literally just don't know. Like, and you can talk to your kids. It's not that you don't. It's not that you don't sit down and try and pick their brains. Sometimes they don't want to talk to you. Sometimes they think that they can solve their own problems. And like you said, sometimes they think, fuck, it's better. Everybody's better off without me. Yeah. Which is such a crazy, sad thought that anybody would have.
Yeah, but it happens.
Suicide, just I can't even deal, especially of young children. And you're right. Like, I've never heard of what you were mentioning before about the school and lots of kids and whatever. Well, I know actually. Well, now that you bring it up, actually, we did have an interaction with someone a couple of years ago that ended up taking their life, and it was a teenager.
Yeah,
and I just think like they just could not conceptualize the sadness that they're going to create by doing what they do.
Exactly. You know? And that's the sad thing. Whenever somebody takes their own life, it's always because they feel like they're doing the right thing for their loved ones.
Or it's the last option in the world that they have.
And it's, you know, the complete opposite, right?
Yeah.
Like, complete opposite.
All right. Well, that was really heavy. Do you have, because I wanted to take it in another direction before we.
Yeah, take it in another direction. I have a nice, I think I have a good story to end the darkness.
Okay.
So yeah, you go.
I just wanted to say that I don't really think we all die.
Oh.
Right? Like, what do you think? Like, when you think about dying, where are you at? What happens to you after you die?
I don't.
It's a big question.
It
like,
is.
I get it.
And I don't really know how to like verbalize it. I don't believe in God.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't.
I mean, duh. but yeah.
Like, I don't believe in the pearly gates, but I do believe that our souls reconnect.
Yeah.
Somehow, somewhere. And I do fully believe, not that I've experienced this myself, but I believe that your spirit can, come back and, surround your loved ones and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I believe that too. I think that we're just a vehicle, this body.
Yeah.
I love that because that's how Dr. Phil says it.
Yeah.
Vehicle. And so I just think just move on to like another place and space and time, maybe. I don't know. We go to soul school.
Right.
Yeah.
Soul school.
So we die. Okay. We go to soul school. And this is, I think.
Wait, pause. To become better people? I don't get it. What do you go?
Yes. I think that we come here to learn lessons. Like, I think we come here to learn lessons about whatever your lesson in life might be.
Yeah.
You come here, you learn it, you experience like crazy shit in the process.
Yeah. And
that's what I kind of think, like, if something does happen to you that's bad, I think that like you need to grow from that. You come here to learn shit. Now, that's easier said than done because again, if you have a death in the family, like a child or a husband or something, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, well, I guess that was my lesson to learn.
Oh, totally.
It's not that. But I do think that these things happen for you to grow from them.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
And so I think like in my head, my angels, guardian angels, obviously they're all around.
Yeah.
Everybody's. Yours and mine hang out frequently. And I think that like I kind of have this like little list. I think I've said this before, but I have this like little list where I keep track of like things I want to learn when I go to soul school. So once
No, I've never heard of this.
Oh, you've never heard of this?
No.
So I die.
Yeah.
And I go straight into like a kind of like a quarantine, let's say. And then they kind of debrief you about your life.
Right.
And so during my debrief, I've been asking all these questions and asking, like, basically my angels are going to keep note of all the things I really want to know.
Okay.
Like, who's Jack the Ripper?
Oh.
Okay. Who killed little Joe Benet?
It's
right.
John Benet.
John Benet, damn it. Who killed little John? First of all, angels, can you just...
Yeah.
So we don't have any typos and issues later in life. Like, what happened to Hitler? Like, all these little mysteries of, like, what
happened to Hitler?
What happened to Hitler? Is he still in Argentina? We don't know. Okay, who made the pyramids? Like, all these mysteries of the world. Yeah, but how? Those blocks are too big to move.
I know. That is crazy.
Right? People have said that the sand might have been wet, which makes pulling the blocks easier. But where the fuck did the blocks come from, people? Okay,
well, they made
huge
them.
Blocks. How can you make full big stones that are... Anyway, this is a whole different episode.
No, I agree. That is crazy shit.
So there's all these mysteries of life that I'm totally keeping track... Well, I'm not keeping track
Your
of.
angels
My
are.
admin angel is. And so when I get to soul school...
Okay.
I will like debrief, learn all these things that I really wanted to know. You know, have like a you know, a movie of my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then I think that I agree that you can come and provide comfort to your families.
Yeah.
Like I think if maybe you're not ready to go to the next stage of whatever life, I guess. If this is life. If you're not ready, you can stick around and like help the family out. Because I think time for souls and time for people is different.
Okay.
Like I think to them, like a blink, to us is like 50 years.
Wow,
So anyway, listen, there's still a few details I'm working out.
Clearly.
But I just think like this is why I don't really fear death. I'm down with leaving. I just don't want to leave anyone behind. That's what scares me is leaving family behind. And also just because I'm down with me going doesn't mean I'm down with anybody else going.
Oh, totally.
Like I'm well aware of how much older than me you are.
Yeah.
And that your time might be up before me. I don't know what I'm going to do for those 7 years on my own. Because obviously we're both going to die at like 90.
Yeah. 95. Hello. I want to be 95.
I'll get an extra few years of my
Jesus. God. Look, that's a very colorful description, Billy.
There you go.
So let's end it on a beautifully sad death note.
Let's leave it on a beautiful death note.
The picture perfect death.
Yes.
I know that does not make sense, but it really is.
I like that.
Cameron's grandmother unfortunately passed away a few months ago. She was 95. And I have to say to the family, if anybody's listening, what I'm about to say isn't to take away the sadness factor of it.
100%.
Losing this grandmother, this part of the family, she really was like the glue to the family. She was a very...
the matriarch, like
she was a big part of the family. She held I don't want to say she held the family together, but You know, there's some old people that are just like wasting away in the corner. That wasn't Cameron's grandmother.
Right.
She was very much a part of the family.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the dot points of the end of her life because seriously, man, this is the way everybody should go.
I totally agree.
95.
Yeah.
Full capacity mentally wise. Like this lady was a legend. She was amazing mentally. You could talk to her about any company, anything business-like, anything worldly. She knew it. She could have a conversation. Physically, quite capable. She lived in a high-set house, walked up and down the stairs. Yes, she ended up with a walker, but...
Girlfriend, you're 95.
Exactly.
Come on.
And like the cutest thing, she loved tea. She'd bring teacups over to you and like they would shake and rattle.
Stop it!
Yeah, so cute. And if you offered your assistance, oh no, I am just fine, thank you.
Oh my
She
God.
would politely decline all the time, but like...
Because can I say, if I were 95 and shaking, I'd be making everybody do everything for me. Like personally, I'm
Right?
like now make my kids do everything for me, let alone when I'm 95.
Right? She was
It's like all props to her.
very independent.
Yeah.
Lived by herself. Her husband passed away, oh God, at least 11 years ago.
Right.
Lived all by herself in this house.
Yeah.
Would catch the bus to the shops.
Oh my God.
Like amazing. So at the end, sorry, I kind of got derailed. At the end, 95, full capacity.
Yeah.
She chose to move out of her house and she was like, I need to move into a nursing home.
Oh God.
And
What a huge decision and strong choice to make.
right? So when she moved into the nursing home, she was just ready to go.
Oh.
This lady had her will done and properly so.
Well, to be fair, she also had 95 years to do it. So
Oh, yeah.
75, give or take.
Right? So everything was in check. Like this, it could not
Amazing.
have been more perfect.
Yeah.
She chose when to move to the nursing home. She chose that she was ready to pass peacefully, which she did in her sleep.
On her own terms.
On her own terms. She had all those special visits with all the special people in her life and said what she wanted to say. Cameron had the most beautiful moment with
I remember
her.
that. It makes me want to cry thinking about it because I remember. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so not only did she get to say those things that you don't say to people unless if you're on your deathbed.
Yeah.
When Cameron came out of the visit with her, he felt so glad that he was able to say what he wanted to her. And what I said to him was like, you are so blessed that you were able to hear her response.
Yes.
Because 9 times out of 10, and that's factual. We're very factual, right?
9
Fact.
times out of 10.
But no, think about it. Normally when you have a loved one dying,
They're not suddenly or
or even an elderly person or a gravely ill person in the hospital, they can't communicate back.
Yes. Yeah. They're not about,
Right? So not only was he able to say all these beautiful things to her, she was able to say all these beautiful things to him and all of her loved ones.
Yeah. And have that understanding for her to like take that to soul school.
Yeah, to soul school.
Right?
She is learning. No, she is teaching soul school.
She's like, teacher's back. Everybody sit the fuck down.
Seriously, no, she is teaching because she was a very amazing woman. Like,
what a life.
So I'm like, man, yes, I'm sad. And obviously it wasn't my grandma. So a bit different.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, she lived an amazing life.
Yeah.
And she ended it all in her own terms in the most perfect way.
I know. If there's I agree with how you started. If there's ever a perfect death, it's the sort where you sort your own shit out, go on your own terms. You know, you've raised a beautiful family.
Exactly.
You know, you have success. Like you can see the success and your legacy behind you, and you're ready to move on to the next stage.
Yeah. Amazing, right?
Amazing.
Bless.
Well,
so look, even though there's all that crap amongst death,
but
there's
death
really
is
beautifulness too.
Look, death is life. I think we have to. It is what it is.
Deep, Billy.
Right?
Death is life.
Oh, we've gone way deep. I think you come here knowing you're going to go out.
Yeah.
I always find it really funny that we're so surprised by it. I mean, we're surprised when it's a surprise, when it's not, you know, but we know that it happens.
Yeah.
We have to make peace with it. I don't know. Just like live your lives, people. Quit that fucking shit job that you hate. You know, do the great, I mean, don't like do drugs because you always wanted to, but like do live a good life. You know,
Yeah.
you really just don't know when the end is
up.
When your time's up.
Yeah.
listen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being here with us. I'm sorry that was a real heavy kind of topic, but I hope you learned something. I don't know. Listen, just have a good life.
Yeah.
We love you. Thank you. Subscribe, rate, review. The end of the year is coming up. Hope your preparations are going well.
No, Merry Christmas. I can't wait.
Merry Xmas. Find us on our socials, YouTube, LinkedIn,
Twitter,
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, of course. Wine Chats, Bildo Lindalin. Wine Chats with Bildo Lindalin. Google us.
You'll find us.
Website, all that. So thanks. And let's just sing. Let's just sing. I think it'll make us all feel better.
No, it won't.
Don't you think we'll?
No, it won't. Okay. My ears die every time.
Linny, I hear your requests and it's happening. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A 1, a 2.
Oh my God.
A 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's so forced. I'm going to record this one day and post it just so people can see how...
Tom, hit the music.
No, I'm not done talking, Billy. It's not all about your singing.
Are we still doing this?
No, we're done.